please don't be triggered by what I'm about to say. That's my disclaimer. Let's get into it.
My name is Adrienne Walker, and I am a Broadway performer. I want to share with you what I've learned about the business so far. Welcome to 32 Bar Cut.
I felt like last year, which was 2019, I felt like my career was in a bit of a rut. And that might sound surprising to you because I was in Kiss Me Kate and I was about to go right back into The Lion King, but I had also been auditioning for TV and film for years and couldn't get anywhere with it. And I still haven't booked anything TV and film, aside from an independent, very short film that I did in 2012, okay? So I was frustrated. I was not getting a lot of auditions for TV and film, and whenever I did, I never got called back, and I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? What do I need to do? Am I just the wrong look? What do I need to do? And so I went to see a talent manager to see if they would sign me. Honestly, to see, because I was under the impression that, I just need more representation in New York because my agents are based out of Chicago. Now, don't get me wrong, my agents are amazing. I love them. I was just concerned that because I didn't have someone on the ground in New York that I needed more help in that area. So I went seeking a talent manager. Well, newsflash, she did not sign me. So that's not what this video is about. But what she did do was she talked to me for an hour. Like, I still can't believe it. I sent her a bouquet of flowers after that meeting because she didn't know me from Adam. I was seeing a vocal instructor at the time, and she referred me to this she referred me to this talent manager, and that's the only reason she sat with me. And she talked to me for an hour, and I want to tell you everything she told me so that you can implement it and you can put it into practice in your own life. What I gathered from what she told me allowed me to feel more confident as an actor. It gave me more freedom behind the camera. Now, mind you, I still haven't booked anything, but I've gotten close, which is so much more than I can say for the past few years. I've gotten close, I've gotten callbacks, I even did a Zoom a couple of weeks ago, so I've gotten closer, which means I'm doing something right. And like my friend Travis says, you're trending closer. That's what he said. He said you were trending closer. And it makes sense that when I started implementing the information that this talent manager gave me, and within a year, I can see a complete shift in my auditions in theater, but also for TV film. I feel more comfortable, and I feel like I have more responsibility over my outcomes. I feel like I have more control over my outcomes is what I meant to say. So anyway, I'm done with the whole introduction. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I sat with her, and the first thing she said was that my resume was just the wrong format. And that might blow your mind because I'm on Broadway. Why does my resume look like garbage? It did. My resume was the wrong format. I like to consider myself to be a creative spirit, and I didn't have flowers or anything on my resume, but I did have very interesting fonts, an italicized font, or I had something over here and I had lines and all these things. And she was like, no, it needs to look very clean and clear so that they can see your name. Are you union affiliated? Where's your representation? What are your TV film credits? None. What are your Broadway credits, your touring credits, your regional credits? Then let's look at your education. It all should be clear. Nothing fancy. So what I did was, after her meeting, I went on a few websites, agency websites. I looked at their actors' resumes, and I formatted my resume in that way. And I also learned more from an acting class that I took, because that was the next tip she gave me, was that I should be in class. So I'm asking you the question, don't get triggered, don't get mad, but when's the last time you were in class? When's the last time you were learning and exploring and questioning and moving and changing, all those uncomfortable things? When's the last time you took a class? Because the last time I had taken a class before I met with this manager was in 2014, and that was just unacceptable. And so she encouraged me to get into class. She was like, you need to be in an acting class pretty regularly. You know, if you can't afford to go all the time, or if you can't afford to go at all, like, you know, get on YouTube and look at some stuff, but like read a book. But honestly, we should all be in class. And so I did that. I told her, I said, well, you know, I've looked at a lot of classes, but New York, it's kind of scary. You don't know what classes to take. You know, it feels like every internet class feels like a scam. You just never know what to take. And so she made some recommendations. I was so grateful to her. She did not have to do that, but she gave me some recommendations. And one of those recommendations was a class that I was already thinking about taking. A class that a friend of mine, Sharon, had recommended, and that was the Heidi Marshall Studio. So if you are based in New York and you are looking for a class, Heidi Marshall is my jam. She's amazing. She is a teacher that she's a teacher that focuses on community. And she used to be a casting director. She knows how this goes. She's a director. She's amazing. Heidi Marshall, I recommend. She also works as a coach as well. So I'm kind of like, I'm a person that believes in, you know, coincidence and signs and everything. And so I had already been considering Heidi Marshall, and then here's this talent manager telling me to go to Heidi Marshall. So I put myself on her waiting list, and as soon as a new class opened up, I took it. And that really changed how I approach TV and film auditions, and it freed me up in a way that I really needed. Even for my theater auditions, I feel more free. I feel more like myself, and that's what it's all about. Shedding all of this training, shedding all of the expectation and what we put on ourselves and what other people who influence put on us, and just truly being ourselves in these auditions. That's it. That is the creme de la creme. Okay. Okay, what else did she say? Oh, a website. A website. For years, I was like, I need to get a website. But I kept putting it off because I was like, I don't need a website. I can still be a working actor without a website. Yeah, sure, you can. But you should have a web presence. And I'm so glad that this talent manager told me that. She was like, you need to have a website, because you need a way for casting directors to find you, you know, aside from social media. Yes, social media is great, amazing, awesome, but it's so unprofessional too at the same time. Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe unprofessional is the wrong word. Forgive me. Social media is not unprofessional, but it is just one means for someone to find you, contact you, learn more about you. And your website is a more professional and more controlled way for someone to find you, contact you, learn more about you. So once I left that meeting, I put into motion my game plan to make a website happen. Now, I had to put some money aside for that. I didn't have the funds yet. And I also didn't know how to make a website. I'm not super tech savvy. Actually, this whole series I'm making has really stretched my tech abilities, but I'm learning. So I reached out to my friend Billy, who is incredible. I talk about him in another episode. If you've heard me mention Billy, it's because he's incredible. He designed the watermark and the logo for this series. He's incredible. So he did my website for me. So I'm lucky in that way. You know, everybody can't do that. But there are website building websites that you can go on. There are services you can go on if you are not tech savvy like me and you need someone to build your website. And the basic things that you need to set into place before you even reach out to someone is, what do you want your website to look like? What information do you want on it? And how do you want to represent yourself? So what do you want those tabs to be? For me, I just taken an amazing photo shoot with Billy's wife, Rosie, my good friend Rosie. She's an amazing photographer. And so I wanted those photos on there. I wanted my resume up there. I wanted my bio up there. I wanted, at the time when I met with this manager, I was doing Kiss Me Kate, and I was doing a lot of press opportunities, and I had done some press opportunities for The Lion King as well. So I wanted that on there. So I knew what I wanted. And when I worked with Billy, and when you work with someone or you do it yourself, you can express to them what you want. And if they're a great web designer, they will figure out a way to lay it out in a way that's manageable and looks good. You can have the whole page be your website, just have one page where people just scroll and look at everything, or you can have tabs where people, okay, I want to go to her bio, okay, I want to go to her reel, or I want to go to this news press. You know, you can have it sectioned however you want, but you should have a website. If you can't afford to hire someone to make your website right now, at least buy your domain so that you own your name. Buy your domain. It's only about 20 bucks on Squarespace, and that's actually the host that I recommend. I think you should use Squarespace because it's user-friendly, it's really easy to use. Even now, I can change things, alter things. I was able to upload my blog very simply, very easily using Squarespace. So that's my recommendation. You should have a website. And the last thing that she talked about that really kind of solidified everything she had said before then, which is not a lot. I mean, think about it. Resume, acting classes, website. Those are just three major things, but they've changed my presence and how I feel about myself as an actor. So the three major things. But the fourth thing to keep in mind, and not really anything to do, is just that this is a competitive field. So if you are out there and you don't have those three easy things lined up, then why should casting reach out to you? Why should they go out of their way to figure out more about you when you don't even have a web presence, or your resume looked like mine did, you know, like, so it's just super competitive. So why not put yourself in the race in a way that makes you look good? That's it. And, you know, we talked for an hour, and I wish that I could find the notes that I took during that meeting, the quick notes I had, but I could not find my notebook to save my life. So this is all from memory, but these are the things that resonated with me and stayed with me. So when I got all that information from her, it was a little overwhelming. And you may feel overwhelmed right now too. Don't. I want you to feel encouraged, because what I did was I made a plan. I made a timeline. All right, I want my website done by this date. So backtrack it. What things can I do leading up to this date to make that happen? Just little small goals each week. Like say today is May 1st. I want my website up by July 15th. All right, so how am I going to make that happen? One, I'm going to figure out the content that I want on that website. I'm going to set a deadline to figure out that content. Two, I'm going to hire someone, or I'm going to start building my website if I can on my own. And I'm going to have deadlines for the website building. Actually, two should probably be by your domain name, actually. So three is hiring someone. And then you just build up dates, and you hold yourself accountable for those dates. And so for the acting class, first thing would probably be to research acting classes so you can see if they're affordable for you and which ones you want to take. And then you'll decide when you're going to sign up for one and when you would have already at least completed your first acting course. Or maybe you don't want to take an acting class. Maybe you want to take a different type of class. Maybe you want to do improv. Maybe you want to take a martial arts class. Maybe you want to learn a new skill. Anything like that. Just set the train in motion. Don't just make a goal and not give yourself guidelines. For me, I'm a person, I need guidelines. I need a timeline, I need a deadline, all right? Lots of lines. But I need to know that by this date, I would have completed this objective, okay? That's how I am. I encourage you to do the same thing. So with everything I mentioned, it's just three things. I want to see you do it. I know that you can do it. And if you already have all these things under your belt, well then, Thanks for watching. You didn't have to watch this video, but I loved what this manager told me. She was amazing, and I hope that it helps you. If you want to hear more content like this, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below for other things that you want to hear. I'm here, I'm engaging, I'm listening, I'm commenting back. I'm here with you on this journey while we try to figure out life and navigate life in this crazy world of performance art. And